Welcome to TEC Talk Live, a resource produced by Vision Forward. Low vision and blindness technology, tips, tricks, and information presented in a way that makes sense. And now, here are your hosts, Corey and Luke.
Hello and welcome to TEC Talk Live.
It is TEC Live. It's Thursday.
Thursday. The date is June the
24th?
Yeah, one of those.
I think it's June 24th.
June 24th. Welcome everybody. Yes, indeed. Hope everybody's having a lovely day so far today.
Yeah.
And welcome to TEC Talk Live. This is your number one resource for
TEC Talk Live.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
No, this is your number one resource for assistive technology,
Yes, indeed.
focusing on individuals with visual impairments.
Indeed. Actually, it's funny that you should say your number one resource for TEC Talk Live because out of interest, recently I did a Google search on TEC Talk Live.
Ooh.
And actually, you know, TEC, as we spell it.
Yeah.
TEC Talk Live. And apparently there's a bunch of places out there that
all that are all
already have
using
that
the
name,
same idea.
Yeah. And they all have their own different kind of
Do they all
topics.
put on their number one resource?
they most likely do, yeah. I think we're the only assistive technology TEC Talk
That
Live
works.
then, so.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So welcome everybody.
Who are you?
My name is Nigel, and I'm joined by.
I'm not that quick on my feet, so I'm just going to go with Corey Ballard.
This is Corey Ballard. I am Luke Scriven, assistive technology specialist here at Vision Forward in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And today we're going to be taking a look at some assistive technology for the classroom. Corey, why are we looking at assistive technology for the classroom?
Yeah, so we are being joined by some TVI or teachers of the visually impaired, some students. They're going to be joining us today, and so we wanted to focus on technology specific for the classroom. Now, some of the technology we have already covered in past TEC Talk Lives, but you know, most of it has been months probably at this point. So those who have been following us from day one, and I know there's a number of them, might say, hey, I've seen this before, but I think for a lot of you it will be new. The other thing I wanted to say too is the technology we're focusing on today, it is all very, it is appropriate for the classroom. Things we're not going to be covering today is, and this one we get a lot of questions about this, is like screen sharing. If I'm a teacher working with a smart board, how can my students screen share? Now, we may cover that in the future, but that topic is so difficult because you just don't know what everyone's setup is, so it's not, But we're going to be focusing more on kind of hardware devices, both from a low vision standpoint and then also some iPad stuff from a blindness perspective.
Indeed, we are. And if anybody would like to chime in with any comments, then please feel free to use the chat. If you've got any suggestions for specific technologies which you enjoy using in the classroom or your children enjoy using in the classroom, then
for sure.
Please feel
Things
free
that
to
work
put
for
those
you
in the
and-
chat.
Yeah.
If you've got basically anything of interest to say, then please just stick it in the chat,
Even if it's
including
not
jokes.
interesting.
No, even if it's not interesting.
We will be reaching out during Joke Corner Hour for people's jokes, so you can actually start putting them in now.
Yes,
if
although
you
I do
can.
actually have a joke lined up. I'm
Oh,
not
you do?
Sure. Yes, I'm not
Okay.
sure if you knew that or not.
I didn't.
No, so it's going to be a surprise even to you.
I can't. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I feel like we need a theme tune for.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you know what? I think I have one actually that'll work really well.
Yeah. It's not so much a theme tune as just that should really come after the joke.
It's actually, it's before and after.
Well,
I mean, we could just
they are that bad.
we could just prep people for the truth.
So yes, put your comments in the chat or the Q&A either way, and we shall get to those as we go along, as we normally do.
ACVREP. For those who are interested,
Yes.
our TEC Talk Lives are eligible for ACVREP credit. You can head over to vision-forward.org/TEC Talk Live, and you'll find all the information there, specifically looking under the ACVREP resource heading. You'll find a link to the evaluation form. You can fill that evaluation form out. Part of that form does include putting in an entrance and exit code. And so we will give you the entrance code.
That was a very good delay that you built in there.
So,
okay, we're ready.
All right. Today's entrance code is schools.
Yes, it is. Schools.
And we will accept singular or plural.
I feel like you're being a little bit too generous there.
Well,
It
we
needs to
also
be-
spelled it very differently, and spelling has to be exact.
Well, it has to be school apostrophe S.
Oh.
Because, I mean, if we're talking about school, we obviously want to make sure we're getting things grammatically correct.
But
right?
is it a possessive schools?
Well, you have
or
to
is
find
it just
out. You have to
plural?
find
Maybe
out at the
there's
end.
more than one school.
Well, we don't know yet, do we? We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
So let me type that in the chat here.
Or is it a what you call it?
Yes.
Contraction. Is that right?
have no idea.
School is schools.
It's been a long time since school.
Anyways, don't listen to us. Anyways, go to vision-forward.org/Tech Talk Live, and you can fill out your evaluation form.
We do have from Wanda saying thank you for allowing us to join from Concordia University.
Oh, perfect.
So you are quite welcome. And from Margarita, singular possessive.
That's very true.
Singular possessive.
There you go.
Thank you. This is Grammar Talk Live.
Yes.
With your host Luke Corby and Margarita, who knows a lot more.
Way
than
more
either
than
of us.
yeah. It goes just
Yes, indeed. Okay, so joke of the day. If
yeah.
anybody has a joke, please feel free to put it in there. But this is my joke. And anybody who knows the answer, if you click on your typing fingers, then feel free to get it in there.
Okay.
Here we go. Corey,
Yes.
let me ask you a question.
Hit me.
Why did the chicken go to the seance? Why did the chicken go to the seance? Idea?
It wanted to know why it was crossing the road.
You're almost on the right track, but
okay.
it's even simpler.
Okay.
All right.
Because it was on the other side of the road?
Very, very close. The
right.
chicken went to the seance
Yeah.
so it could get to the other side.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll give you that one.
Hey!
There you go.
I think that's the first time ever.
Yeah, I would have given you a laugh, but
I don't think it was worth that. Well, I don't think it was
Maybe
worth
not.
that anyway.
Maybe not.
Somebody did say here, wanted to know what's on the other side. So
Oh, there you
good
go.
call,
2
good call,
points.
Good call. All right. Do we have anything else we need to say at the top of this?
I don't think so. I think we got a lot to cover. We got tons of devices today, so maybe we just dive right in.
Let's dive in. All right. So we're gonna switch cameras here. Here we go. All right. First of all, what do we have here? Well, we have a handheld electronic magnifier. And this is obviously a very useful device for people who are in school or out of school. This is going to allow you to magnify and change the color of any text that you want to read.
Makes sense.
And so this is basically almost like an optical magnifier in the sense that it is handheld, but it has a camera and it has a screen. And this one also has a handle that folds out, which is kind of useful. So the basic idea is we will turn on the device and put it on top of whatever we are wanting to read. And in this case, I just have a 8.5 by 11 with some printed text on it. We will place the electronic magnifier on top, and onto the screen then will be displayed whatever words the camera is looking at, and with some buttons. And these are usually very simple to use. So this particular one has got 6 buttons, 3 on each side, but you actually only need to, you don't necessarily even need to use all of those. But what we can do here, we can adjust the magnification, increase, and decrease. Let me actually get to the maximum magnification here, just for fun. There we go. So at maximum magnification, we fit the word "the" on the screen.
It's a little bit of slow reading.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. That definitely wouldn't be the best if you were reading a book. And the minimum magnification, and at minimum, we're fitting maybe 6 words on the screen. Obviously, depending on how large the words are. On the left, we have buttons to change the color. And so there's a number of different colors to choose from. This is a yellow on blue. We have a yellow on black. This is regular color. We have a high contrast black on white, and a high contrast white on black. So a few different colors. So this is super useful because not only does it allow us to enlarge whatever text we're looking at, but it also allows us to change the color of it for better contrast. So depending on the visual condition, some people may only need to change the color and not need any magnification. Other people may need a combination of magnification and contrast enhancement. Some people might just like to magnify without actually changing the color. Now the nice thing about this device is it's very portable. These come in all sorts of different sizes. So this one is about a 6-inch screen or something like that. We could get screens going up to maybe 12, 13 inches for a handheld device, and as small as 3.5 inches. But obviously the smaller the screen, the less text that we're going to fit on there. And so with this particular device, we get about 6 words on the screen, as I said, at the minimum magnification. Obviously the larger we need it, the less words we're going to get on the screen. And because we don't fit many words on the screen, if you want to sit down and do large reading tasks like reading a book or something like that, this probably isn't going to be the most efficient device for that particular purpose. So that's something worth bearing in mind. But these are definitely used very commonly by our clients, and bearing in mind, like, we don't generally work with school-age clients so much, but the reason that people like these is you can take them out with you. And so if you need to go to a restaurant and read a menu, if you need to go to a store and look at price labels, if you need to move between classrooms, right, at school, you know, go to different classrooms, take this around with you.
Great for spot reading.
Great for spot reading, yeah. So those small reading tasks that you might want to do. Like I say, generally very simple to use, and this one includes a handle, and so you can hold it kind of like a regular handheld optical magnifier. And the handle on this one is actually kind of cool because you can either have it coming out completely horizontally from the screen, or you can actually fold it into this 45-degree position if you find it easier to use like that. And you do kind of need a steady hand to read like this, but some people prefer it like this, and also depending on what you're looking at, if you're trying to look at something on the wall, for example, you know, the handle will be very useful for doing that type of thing. So there's many different manufacturers and many different models of these, but the basic features tend to be the same, essentially. You know, so for the most part, it's just the size of the screen that you're going to be interested in, maybe whether it has a handle or not. Battery life tends to be about 2.5 to 3 hours. Some of them are able to read aloud to you as well. This particular one is not, but some of them are, some of the newer ones in particular. And so we're going to have a look at that technology. But if you want something that's able to read the text aloud to you, then some of these devices can do that, as well as displaying the text on the screen as it's being read.
Sure.
And so even for people with other print disabilities that aren't necessarily kind of low vision related, that type of technology can be useful for sure. The last thing that I'll show you with this, you can freeze the image on the screen. So even if I move the paper out of the way, now I've frozen the image on the screen. So if you need to kind of look at some text and you want to bring it closer to your face, then you're able to freeze the image and then bring it closer in toward your face. So again, all of these will have that feature. Some of them allow you to save those images, and some of them do not. Now, I will say, before we go any further, this is TEC Talk Live.
It is.
I don't know if you knew, but this is TEC Talk Live.
All right, I got you.
But when we say tech, I feel like we generally feel high tech.
Oh, sure.
Right? That's generally what we deal with here.
Yeah.
But tech doesn't have to be high tech.
No.
Tech can be low tech.
Very much so.
Yeah. So maybe it would be more efficient to print off, to try and get some large print books.
Sure.
Or print off things in large print. You don't necessarily have to go high tech all the time. It's definitely worth considering the low tech options first.
Especially when you're dealing with younger students or students with multiple disabilities. When we look at like this device, it's great and does a good job, but there's a cost factor. There is a being able to use it. There's a keeping it safe. And you're right. Sometimes the best solution is the simplest solution, and like you said, that could just be printing out large print. It could be getting large print books. That could be
even just like a regular magnifying glass.
Dome magnifier.
Sufficient lighting. So there's other things to consider. But at some point, and you'll know, depending on the student and how well they're doing with the lower tech side of things, if it's not working, then you can consider going to a more high tech device. Yeah. Oh, I just saw we have a joke here. Should we?
Let's break in.
From Kenneth.
All right.
What do you call a bear with no teeth?
What do you call a bear with no teeth? I don't got it. I don't know.
A gummy bear.
Oh, that's pretty good. It's very good, Ken. I like it. That's right up. It's perfect for what it's perfect for our joke.
It's like the perfect standard.
Yeah.
All right, so that was just a quick look at this particular video magnifier. This particular one is called the Ruby XL HD from Freedom Scientific. But like I say, there's many similar
And really,
ones
you're right. I mean, when it comes down to these a lot of it is going to come down to what like ergonomic design you like best. What buttons are easier for you to see or push or find. Which one? You know, I think even from a camera quality and a screen quality standpoint, you will see some differences in some of the price range ones, but all in all, you know,
they're very similar.
They are. The ones that are similarly priced are going to have a lot of the same features. You know, when you look at some of those, there are some discount 3.5-inch ones out there for $200. There, you're going to definitely see a difference, not only in screen size but quality as well.
Yes. That is generally true. It's true what they say. You get what you pay for.
That is true.
Yes. All right.
Wise words.
This is Wise Words Talk Live. Thank you for joining us. Okay, here we go now. We're kind of doing the best we can here because we have to show various size devices and various configurations.
And we have one size table.
We have one size table, and there's already many things on it. But here is the next device we're going to look at.
Did you switch over to the?
So we're on the main camera at the moment,
good.
and this is the Connect 12. So this is a device made by Humanware, made specifically for the education market, although it can be used outside of that, but it has a number of features that make it very applicable to the education market. This is quite a high-tech device. When we talk about high-tech devices, even there's some stratification.
Sure.
The magnifier we just looked at, very simple to use, you know, just a few buttons. But something like this that we're going to look at now, we're talking about going up a level in terms of complexity.
For sure.
So, you know, depending on the student and their comfort with technology, this might not be applicable.
And you'll see that this device offers way more. So obviously, the more functionality it offers, the more complexity it's going to be.
Exactly, yeah. A lot of kids are good with technology, so I mean, I do know a lot of teachers will introduce them to devices like this at quite an early age. So I wouldn't say necessarily be scared of it, but just be aware. Now, one of the nice things about this device is it folds away and it becomes almost like a briefcase type of thing.
Protects the screen.
Yeah, so it protects the screen. It does have a carry bag with it as well. But yes, when you fold it, it will protect the screen, and it's light enough to easily carry in between classes. So that's a really nice feature. Now I'm going to try and put this under the webcam so we can take a look at it. If you would bear with me a second here. I'm going to fold out the screen, and I'll switch to the webcam. We are running out of room quite badly here. Okay, so let's go to the webcam. Okay, now, at the moment, it's going to look strange because it's got a lot of reflections on it, but I'm hoping when we turn on the screen here, that should become somewhat clearer. Okay, so this is a touchscreen device. There is no physical controls, although you can connect a Bluetooth keyboard. But by default, there is no physical controls. We are just interacting with the touchscreen. And when we turn on this device, we are looking at a specific app which essentially, it takes over the system in a sense. When you turn the system on, you're not seeing Android, and this is an Android-based tablet, but you're not seeing that. You're seeing this specific software, which is the Prodigy software. How do you think they spell Prodigy?
P-R-O-D-G-I. No, P-R-O-D-I-G-I.
Exactly, yeah. So they have their own special spelling.
Prodigy.
There you go. So this is the Prodigy software. Now this software is on a few different devices, not just the Connect 12. And I'm going to show you another device as well after this. So they have been going with this for a little while. The first device they introduced it on was the desktop, which is called the Prodigy.
Yeah, and it had a little tablet that popped in. It was actually a clever design. I don't think it
sold terribly.
Yeah, I was just going to say. I think this design is makes more sense, I think, than what that first one.
Yes. Anyways, Andre says, "What's the name of the Ruby that talks?" I don't think there's a Ruby that talks, but there are some other handhelds. There is a Compact 10 from Optelec, which is $15.95, and that one has really good OCR. Now that's just a touchscreen device, so if you don't like touchscreens, you probably won't like that one.
I thought the 10 had buttons on the bottom.
No, it does not. No. And the other one that we like is the Snow 12 from Zoomax, and that one Both of those do full page OCR.
6-inch? Is there any 6-inch though? Like the
Yeah,
I think
Zoomax have a 6-inch, but I've never tried it. So
does it have OCR? And then
yes,
I think
yes.
yeah, there's another company I think that's got one too. I can't think of it off.
If anybody else knows any more, then let us know. But yes, so we've had success with the Compact 10 and the Snow 12 for OCR for sure. Yes. Oh, somebody says there's a Compact 6 as well with OCR and speech. So thank you very much. Yes, and somebody also said the Reveal 16i. Yes, that's true, but that one's not so portable.
Yeah,
so
we'll be showing that one in
different
just a
category.
moment. Yeah.
Anyway, getting back to the Prodigy software here. So this is what they call the carousel, and we have all the different functions displayed here in the carousel.
Magnifier.
So starting from the end here,
Help.
we have a help function which will link you to videos that you can watch on how to use the device.
Settings.
Very exciting settings menu that we all love to peruse.
Gallery.
Here we have the gallery. Now this is where saved images are stored. We can save images. I will talk about this, but we can save images into here. Magnifier mode. This is where we can go to surprisingly magnify things.
Yeah, live video magnifier mode.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's very.
Distance.
Distance mode. This is where we can do distance viewing.
Books.
Books for downloading books from Bookshare and listening to them.
Calculator.
Accessible calculator, which I understand is now a scientific calculator as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Quick access.
This is where we can adjust things which are that we want to be quickly available through the menu.
So
here.
versus going through the settings, you can add a few things into the quick
yes,
app.
I believe so. And then apps, we can add apps on the Android side if we want access to those from here.
Oh, that's
as
cool.
well.
Yep.
Okay, so let's take a quick look at some of these. We're going to go to the magnifier mode. So what we have here, this machine can magnify just like the smaller handheld that we were looking at, right? So we put our document underneath the screen here, and it will show up, and we can zoom in. Now we can use pinch zoom, but there is also this row of buttons along the bottom that we can use if we prefer, and so there's magnification increase and decrease there, and so we can zoom in like that. I prefer pinch zoom. We can also change the color of the text, so where we have a high contrast white on black, high contrast black on white,
color,
and then back to regular color. Somebody else says that the Juno from APH has got OCR, and that's a 7-inch.
That's what I was trying to think of, was the new Juno.
Yes,
yep.
yes, thank you. Thank you for that. That was Janelle. Thank you very much. Okay, so
on the magnifier mode, in some of the early on Connect 12s, it had like because
like
the
the Star Wars effects,
that's been addressed but pretty decent, because
so
it is still using the built-in.
It is, yeah. So because the screen is at an angle with this, and you can adjust the angle of it, you used to get kind of this kind of Star Wars effect where the text was wider at the bottom and thinner at the top, and that would be more apparent the more angled the screen was. Now they did actually correct that with software now,
sure.
But it actually means that at lesser magnifications you get these kind of black bars at the bottom, but the text remains straight, and as you zoom in, those black bars kind of disappear.
Sure, that makes sense.
So we have magnification, as you would expect. This is an electronic magnification device. We can turn on and off the built-in light. So if we're looking at a self-lighted object under here, we can turn off the light. But we also have full-page OCR. This is the ability for the machine to read aloud to us. We've already been talking about it a little bit. And so we can have an 8.5 by 11 underneath here and have the entire thing read aloud to us. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, it's a little bit of a weird thing to do it. We have to pull up the screen so it's kind of parallel with the base. We have to rotate the document so it's sideways. We have to zoom out so we're in full page mode. Now the camera's able to see the entire page. And then there is a button that we press, and I think there might be a shortcut tap gesture we can use as well. Yeah. That's going to go ahead and take a picture of the document, and then it will process the image and figure out what the words are. This is how all of these OCR devices work. They will take a picture of the document, process the image, figure out what the words are, and then they're able to read them to us. Now, one thing that we can do, now that this image has been processed, is actually just read it ourselves. And the benefit to this is that we're not actually reading the physical text anymore. We're reading a computer text, which, if the OCR was successful, should be the same as the printed text. And with computer text, it doesn't matter how large you make it, it will still retain its very sharp edges, good clarity, good contrast. Yeah. So if we wanted, we could read it ourselves, but because the computer knows what the words are, it can also read them to us.
That's kind of a cool thing to know, though, that just even though it's OCR mode and you think immediately that it's to read back,
yes,
it
Doesn't have to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're struggling with a piece of paper, either because whatever the text is kind of harder to read, taking a snapshot and having it converted to computer font could be awesome then to just read yourself.
Yeah, and there's kind of different ways to do it with this. So at the moment, we have an image of the page, and we can zoom in on that and pan around using the touch screen. But instead, if we actually hit the play button.
Neo Smart Pen N2. Opening notebooks. Each different notebook you write in will automatically create a new notebook in the Neo.
And I'll stop it there. So it was reading to us. And you guys can't see the entire width of the screen, but all the words are being displayed. It's reading to us, it's highlighting. But we don't actually, even in this mode now where it's displaying it, it's not kind of giving us it's not showing us the page anymore. It's taken the words and it's put them onto the screen. And as we magnify here, it will wrap the words to the width of the screen. So when we're zooming in on the kind of page reproduction, we have to pan around using our finger, left and right, as well as up and down. But in this mode here, we can make the text as large as we want, and it will wrap to the width of the screen. So all we have to do is use one finger to scroll down. And so even here, it's nice to read even without the voice, right?
Yeah, sure.
But
you don't have to pan right and left any
you don't
longer.
have to pan right and left. It's very simple just to pan up and down instead.
Sure.
But also we have that reading capability here. And you can change the color of the highlighting, you can change the color of the background, you can change the color of the text, all of those things.
Sure.
So you can also have this displayed differently. This is kind of paragraph display. One of the really cool things we can do is we can have it in line display, so all the text is just displayed on a single line, which scrolls from right to left.
Sure.
So if we have central vision loss, for example, we can fixate on a point where that text will be scrolling through our peripheral vision, the best area of our vision, and kind of read it like that. So
and I would think that's also decent for those who may get easily visually distracted by even the text below. Like sometimes it's nice just to block out.
Yeah, no,
and
totally.
See,
I can see that. Yeah,
keeps you a little more focused as you're reading.
Yeah, so I've just changed it to line mode here, so we can see this is just.
Touch one to open it.
Everything's in a line
You
here.
may also touch the menu.
Are you able to adjust where that line of text is?
As far as I know, no. It will be displayed centrally.
So you'd have to visually move.
Exactly, just move your eyes.
Yep, got it.
A few comments here. Anne says that you can save images and text for handouts. Thank you. Kenneth says that he likes our chicken joke. Well, Kenneth, it wasn't mine. I'd love to claim that I came up with that one, but I did take it off the internet.
None of the jokes are ours.
But he plans to use it at the next Vista San Jose Blind Center meeting next Wednesday.
Awesome. We do ask, please, that you credit us and send everyone over to vision-forward.org/Tech Talk Live to register for our event.
That was incredibly smooth.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm impressed. And Anne says that the Connect 12 has got 3 user modes: basic, intermediate, and advanced, which changes the icons and things that are available.
That's very true. That's a good point too, for depending on with the level of your student, what they're capable of and comfortable with.
That's a great tip, and you would do that in the settings.
Yep.
Let's back out of here. We're back to our view of the page. This is still the computer text that we're looking at here. And one of the really cool things that we can do here is we can save this image and actually annotate directly on it. So let's say that you have given a student a handout and they need to fill out some answers, right? So we can go ahead and hit a button here to save the image. Okay, now we've saved the image. Now we're going to draw on the image. Okay, so I'm going to hit a pen icon. It's showing us the image of the page. This is just a picture of the page this time.
Got it.
And we can zoom in on that image, and we are able to go ahead and annotate directly on here. I'm just drawing pictures because I'm stupid. But you could fill in. Oh, I drew a smiley face. But you could you could fill in, or students could fill in answers to questions, for example.
Or circles.
Circle
highlight,
things.
circle spots that you want to come back to. Or
exactly. We have a pen. We can change the color of it. We have a highlighter. We can change the color of it and the thickness. Sorry, the color and the thickness of both of those. We can also draw write text on here. So now you'd have to do this with the keyboard. No, that's not true. You can dictate as well. So now we've created actually a text box with text inside that can be moved and enlarged, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
And we can also, these are going to be saved in the gallery, so we can access these at any time and we can share them. So we can share them via email, we can share them to Google Drive, we can share them to a USB stick.
Sure.
There's various ways of sharing these. So if I'm a student, I could fill these out and then share them directly with the teacher, which is really cool. So,
and obviously these annotation things you're talking about, this will be Okay, this is probably a stupid thing I'm about to say. Anyway, I was going to say that they're specific to low vision users, but this device as a whole is really
geared to all low vision users.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
I was thinking we were in the OCR piece, and then but you're right.
No, for this one, it's definitely going to be geared toward low vision users. So let's get out of here. Now, I'm not going to do a full demo of this because we have a fair few things to get through, but we do have a video covering all the aspects, not of the Connect 12 actually, but of the Reveal, which is essentially the same device.
Almost identical. Yeah, most of the features.
You can see those at youtube.com/infocustechnology.
Yes.
So let's just take a quick look at one of the other features here. The distance feature, important for the classroom. Excuse me while I bend over and get the distance camera. So the distance camera is a wireless Sony camera. No, this is a Kodak actually, wireless Kodak camera. It is designed to sit in either side of the
stand.
The stand. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Actually, let me switch back to the camera just to see if I can. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So. All right, here we go. So we can have it on the left side. We can have it on the right side, if we can see that there. And so whether you're left or right-handed, you're covered, which is a nice little feature. Let's move this back again. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the camera is wireless, so that's nice. You do have to remember, though, to charge it separately from the device.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. We'll go into the distance mode. Let's hope I remember to charge it separately from the device, otherwise we're going to be in big trouble here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn on the camera now. Hopefully, it's going to automatically connect and we will start to see whatever the camera sees. I say hopefully because we're not there yet. There we go, though. Okay. So now we are...
of little faith.
I know, that's terrible. So now we're seeing out into the room where we're filming here. Hopefully everything is looking somewhat tidy at least. And we have controls on the screen for magnification. So we can zoom in and out. There's also controls on the camera for magnification, which are a little bit snappier and more responsive. Zoom in and out here. And I believe the highest level you can go to with the there's two cameras. I believe the highest level you can go to is 25 times magnification. Mm-hmm. We can also take pictures here, which is really useful. Those will be saved in the gallery. We can also shoot video. So pretty fully featured. I think we have to have an SD card in there to shoot video. One of the other really cool things we can do is kind of split screen this. And so I can go into split screen mode. Now, on the bottom of the device, we have displayed the image from the bottom camera. And so we could write underneath here, for example, while at the top, we are seeing what's happening on the board or whatever it might be. So this is a really cool feature, productivity feature.
Are you able to adjust? Is it just a 50-50 split? Are you able to adjust the?
That's a great question.
Who take,
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
I'm guessing not, because that gets pretty complicated.
Yeah, it may be possible.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm not 100% sure. But that's a distance mode. Very cool. Yes.
It works exactly as it's advertised.
Yeah, it's crazy how that happens.
That's good.
Okay, now the question is, how can I get back out to the regular mode? Because we seem to have a little glitch here.
I think you have to hit the home.
Yes, we've got a little glitch going on, but I think we've managed to get out of it. Okay.
Back and forth.
So I literally did a software update on this device like a few seconds before, a few minutes before we started.
Always the best idea when you're about to go live.
Yes, indeed.
Is updating your software.
Yes, indeed.
What could go wrong?
All right, so we have books here. We can download books from Bookshare. We can change the size of the text. We can have those books read aloud to us. Very simple large print interface. I'm not going to go into it right now because we don't have time, but that's really cool. Mm-hmm. And then the calculator, large print, spoken aloud, all of that type of good stuff as well.
And those that are interested, excuse me, APH has partnered with HumanWare and did some wonderful Connect 12 webinars over the last 6 months or so. So head over to APH and you can check out some of those too. They've really tackled every piece.
And apparently, so it's I think this is Amy says that it comes if you get this through APH, who obviously can use quota funds, then it will come with a pencil and a keyboard included, which is nice.
Very cool.
And the keyboard is cool. You can use it in the Prodigy side, but we can also go out to the Android side. So for the more advanced students, we can go out to Android, and now we have access to Android magnification.
Sure.
We have access to Android screen reader, so blind individuals are able to use that to access the Android side here. We have access to Google Classroom. We have access to all the Android apps.
Yeah.
So everything Android is here as well for those more advanced students, and the keyboard could be a nice way of interacting with that side of things.
Especially if you're doing text input, if you're going into docs.
Sure.
And,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we can go back to the Prodigy side whenever we want. Jason tells us you can get the Sony camera as an option with the Connect 12.
Oh, interesting.
Look at all these intelligent people we've got with us today.
Yeah, I don't know why. We should have just unmute them.
Yeah,
and
we'll just let them do the show.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be great. All right, so that was a quick overview of the Connect 12. Please do check out youtube.com/infocus technology if you want to get a better, more in-depth idea. And you would want to watch the Reveal 16 video. Oh dear, if you were going to do that. Now the Reveal 16 is the Connect 12's big brother. Allow me to get that from here. This is where things are going to get very interesting.
Nothing can go wrong here.
Okay, so we're going to have to switch cameras again. Okay, so this is where things are going to get very interesting. Oh, one-handed. Here we go. Okay. Oh, wow, that was intense.
Almost had to file workman's comp there for a moment.
Seriously. Okay, so here we are. This is the reveal. Now, this is very, very close to the camera.
It looks huge, probably.
Okay. And I lost my headphone in the process here. I do apologize. Okay, so here's the Reveal 16. I mean, I don't want to show too much here because this is very similar in terms of its software to the Connect 12, but this is in a foldable desktop electronic magnification format. So with this one, we have a much better camera in general. Oh God, the thing just collapsed. We have a much better camera in general. The camera is located, well, I'm not sure you can actually see it, but it's located behind the screen. And in the live magnification mode that we're in at the moment, you can use the camera for close-up viewing and distance viewing. And then to switch through to the Prodigy side, we just hit a button on the front of the device, and that would switch us through to the Prodigy side of the software. And in the Prodigy side, we can do all of the things that we just saw on the Connect 12. The big difference with this one is, in the Prodigy side, it does not have a distance mode, because the distance mode for this one is actually using the camera that's built into it, and that you do on the live magnification side of things.
I like the Reveal 16 for a couple of reasons. I like, if you're looking for something that you're going to be doing a little bit more, long form reading books and things like that, this is going to just be more comfortable, better quality. I like the physical buttons on the front. If you're going to, again, if your primary use is as a video magnifier, you've got dedicated buttons on the front for all the things you need to do. But then you've got all that advanced product, all the stuff we just saw on the Connect 12. You have access to all that, including the full Android platform as well too. So I think a lot of it comes down to portability and really what your main goal is. Are you doing a lot of more long form reading in an area that's going to be more stationary, and then I think the Reveal is your better bet.
Just to be clear with that, the Connect 12 is the Connect 12 because it has a 12-inch screen.
That is true.
The Reveal 16 is a Reveal 16 because it has a 16-inch screen.
Also very true.
Yeah, so how big do you think the Connect 25 screen is?
Well, it doesn't exist, so I will say a 100-inch screen.
You nailed it.
And it's portable.
The Reveal 16 is a foldable CCTV. That means you can fold it flat and you can transport it. Now, I will say it's significantly heavier than the Connect 12. I had trouble lifting it up. I mean, I'm quite a scrawny guy, right? But I had trouble lifting it up with one hand just then. So you probably don't want to be lugging it around too much, and definitely for your smaller kids,
for sure. Does it come with a rolling case?
I don't believe it does.
It comes with a case.
It comes with a case. I think.
I remember if it was rolling or not.
I don't know if the case comes with it now or if it's separate. But,
that's a good call.
But it's not a rolling case. I believe it's just a shoulder bag.
Got it. So it's a dragging case.
A dragging gear, exactly. Hold it by the strap and just drag it along the floor. But yeah, the Reveal 16 is basically very similar. The main benefit: larger screen, higher quality camera, more magnification, and but heavier and less portable.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's
Speaking
move that
of
off.
heavier, now you gotta.
Yep, we're kind of running out of time because I want to get onto you, Corey, as well. But I will quickly show this device here, which is the Orcam, Orcam. Orcam. And there's a few different models of these. Actually, they made it very confusing because there's almost infinite models because you can basically configure this how you want it now.
Yeah.
Let me say what it is first. This is ultimately it's an optical character recognition OCR device. So it reads printed text aloud to us, similar to what we were just looking at with the Connect 12. That's what it's best at. It's very good at doing that, but you can get it with other features as well, facial recognition, color identification, product recognition, money identification. Mm-hmm. So it can do other things as well, but it does best. It does OCR the best out of all.
I think it's primary
yeah.
function. Yeah.
Yes. So they have two main kind of configurations of this. They have this one, which is glasses mounted, and so this one actually goes on the side of a pair of glasses, and that way it's wherever you look, the camera is looking. There's a camera in the front of this. Wherever you look, the camera is looking as well. So that's pretty convenient. And then the other version, which I unfortunately don't have here, is more of a pen style. So you would hold it in one hand. And it's a little bit bigger than this guy, but not significantly. It's very lightweight. And so you would hold that one in one hand. Now, the way that one works is that a laser is shone out of the end of the device. So as I'm pointing it toward a sheet of paper, I would hold a button, a laser would come out, shine onto the page, and I kind of put that laser where I want it to be, to read, and then I let go of the button, and it will start to read the text aloud to me. That one's really nice. I know that schools have been getting those devices. Very, very simple to use, and the quality of the OCR is good. So the voice is very intelligible, and it does a good job of kind of figuring out what the words are and reading them to you. That one is called the Orcam Read. Orcam Read. Mm-hmm. Now this one is called the Orcam MyEye, and this is the glasses mounted one. This one has the reading capabilities, but it also can have those other capabilities as well if you want them, but those are optional. So you can buy this device just for reading, or you can add on other features. Oh, thank you. Just told me what time it was. So yeah, different configurations depending on what you need. These obviously can be good for print disabilities as well. However, they don't have any kind of visual display, so it is purely audio. Mm-hmm. So it depends how your students get on with that. So this device, we have a touch bar, and we can operate it using the touch bar, but we can also use gestures. Allow me to demonstrate here. Okay, so and it may be a little hard to hear this just because of the nature of the device, but let's give it a try. So I'm going to put the camera on the glasses. I need to find that piece of paper. Oh no, it's trapped in the Connect 12.
We both need it. There you go.
Okay, wow. Okay, so here we go. So all we have to do with this is we look toward what we want to read, we point at what we want to read, and the camera will see our finger, and it will take a picture of what we want to read and read it to us. Like so. It just took a picture.
If a page has a voice
I'll hold it down here a little bit.
the red microphone shows up in the bottom right corner on the list of notebook pages. Choose the page touch, the teal.
And I'll hold my hand out with the fingers extended to stop it reading. So pointing and holding your hand out in a stop gesture are very natural to do. Mm-hmm. And so I would say this device is easy to operate for the most part. There are some intricacies. But it's very fast with its OCR, and it's very accurate, which is really nice. And the pen is the same. It has the same OCR engine, so it's very fast and very accurate.
I think it's one of the best OCR engines on the market. Computer-based, smartphone-based, doesn't matter. I think Orcam is probably the best.
I would agree, yeah. So it definitely does a good job. Yeah, the only complexity I would say is there is some stuff that you have to do with the touch bar.
Sure.
For example, if you want to pause as it's reading, you have to double tap on the touch bar. If you want to skip forward, you have to swipe forward on the touch bar. If you want to skip back, you have to swipe backwards. So there's some stuff which you need to use the touch bar for, and that makes it a little more complicated. They are introducing more and more voice commands, so there is a microphone built in, and so they are introducing more and more voice commands, which is cool, so you can do stuff with your voice, and they're going to be soon expanding on that. I was about to say what it was, but I don't think I'm supposed to at the moment, but okay. They are going to be expanding on that feature in the near future. And something that they released for this recently is smart reading, and this, as far as I know, is unique to Orcam. Smart reading is a way for you to ask Orcam to find specific things on a page. So you take a picture of the page, and then it asks you what you're looking for. So let's say I have a menu. I take a picture of the menu. It asks me what I'm looking for. I say desserts, and it will scan what it's seen and find desserts, and then read that section of the page to me.
That's cool.
It's a way that the downside to OCR in the past has been just the fact of visually you can scan text quite easily.
Sure.
With OCR devices, it's not as easy. So this is a way to counteract that and allow you to essentially scan through
That makes
text.
kind of a fine feature. That's
Yes,
pretty cool.
a fine feature, yeah. So that's really cool, and there's other stuff coming down the pipeline as well. They're always improving on the software. So
Cool.
I think this could be a useful device. It's kind of expensive.
Ooh, we got a thunderstorm going on outside
Hopefully
the
we
window.
don't lose power here.
That's, well, yeah.
Yep. But yeah, it's kind of expensive. Assistive technology devices usually are, which is why it, I mean, obviously you can use quota funds and stuff if you're going through the schools, but you know, if it's always worth investigating the low-tech features first.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to stop talking because I've been talking for a long time here.
Yeah.
And it's time for Corey to regale us with tales of the iPad.
Yeah, so we don't have I'm not going to spend a whole heck of a lot of time here. A lot of you have already been using iPads in the classroom for your students. And most of you might already be familiar with this app, and that's good. And that's because it's probably the #1 app that all students who are using an iPad should have on their iPad. At least that's my opinion. You switched over?
I did.
Oh, you're so smart. So we're going to take a look at VoiceStream Reader today, and we're just going to look at a couple quick features about VoiceStream Reader, again, because most of you might be familiar with it.
Page 2 of 2,
So
VoiceStream Reader.
let's go ahead and open it up here.
Add button.
So VoiceStream Reader is, there's a couple apps kind of smushed into one here, but really VoiceStream Reader is your #1 app for consuming text. Now that could be in a couple of different ways, and we'll show a couple different ways today. That could be importing books directly from Bookshare. So if you're looking for fiction or nonfiction or periodicals or textbooks that might be on Bookshare, we can bring those directly in, browse and download them and read them directly in VoiceStream Reader. We could be connecting to Google Drive or Dropbox. So for example, if you have a shared Google Drive with your student, you could drop in PDFs, you could drop in Word documents, text files, and the student can then directly import them in, browse Dropbox or Google Drive, and be able to bring those right in to read. You may also use another app made by VoiceStream called VoiceStream Scanner, and we'll show that in a little bit. And that's going to allow us to OCR, use the camera on our iPad or iPhone, or if we're using an Android device, because it is cross-platform, we can take a picture of that document and perform OCR on it. Once you've got your material in, then there is so many different ways that VoiceStream Reader allows you to consume that. From the low vision side, so many different visual settings. From the blindness perspective, having it read with its own text-to-speech. So let's take a look now. When I've opened up my app here, I'm brought right to my library. And my library is going to show me any materials I've already kind of imported or put on into VoiceStream Reader. I just have one, I believe, right now. And but as you start to import more and more, you can create folders to better organize as well. But first, before we dive into looking, let's go add a piece of content. We're going to add something directly from Bookshare here. So in the top left corner, there's an add button.
Filter add button.
So we'll double tap that.
Add.
As you can see, as you can hear, I'm using VoiceOver for this demonstration. So now that I've typed on add, I've got any options I've enabled already. So you'll see that we have
Close button. Scanner.
There's our scanner. We're going to do that in a moment. That's where we can take a picture of a document.
File browser.
We have file browser. So if I want to go in and grab something, I can use the file browser.
Clipboard.
If I've got text that I've copied onto my clipboard from another app, I can tap Clipboard here and pull that in, which can be very cool, especially if you've grabbed something from online.
Google Drive.
I've enabled Google Drive, so I'm seeing that in my menu here.
Bookshare.
And I also have Bookshare because I've enabled that.
More.
And then at the end we have more and more. If we double tap, we're going to go in and see all the other things we can enable.
Bookshare.
Let's go back to Bookshare. We'll double tap.
Collections button.
So now we've got a number of options within Bookshares here, from collections to categories to latest. So you can kind of drill down to find what you want. We'll just choose collection.
New York Times bestsellers.
And then under collection, we have a number of different options. We'll just choose New York Times at the top here.
Fiction.
And then we have fiction, nonfiction. We'll choose fiction. And now we get a list of
1231
all of the
results.
New
Heading.
York Times fiction books. So we'll swipe through here and just see what we have a little bit.
The Hill We Climb, Amanda Gorman. 2. The Red Book, James Patterson, David Ellis. 2. Wild Child, Eloisa James.
So
2021.
let's say, for example, we want to download this book. We'll just double tap.
I was just thinking that was your kind of book.
I don't even know
from
what it
the
is
title.
because I have a wild child. I'm going to double tap.
Wild Child. Wild
right.
Child, heading.
So we'll go in. We're now seeing, we have kind of the book details.
Eloisa James.
We'll get
2.
the author.
Subtitle, Wilds of Lindo Castle. Goodreads stats, 4.11 stars.
So you can see how it's on
2,120.
Goodreads.
Synopsis, Eloisa James returns to the Wilds of Lindo Castle series with the next wild child who
We can
runs.
see we get a synopsis here, so we'll keep going.
Category, History, Humor,
Category.
Literature, Language, English. ISBN,
So let's-
Publisher, Copyright, Copyright
What am I
year,
looking
added date,
for?
added date,
Oh,
added
where's
date.
our download? Is it back? Did I miss it?
Good read, Eloise, Wild,
see, where'd it
Wild
go?
Child, back button, children's book, back button, back.
Well, why
heading
are we
not
being
found.
difficult?
Sunflower
Yeah, it's being
Sisters,
difficult. I
Martha
just
Hall
did.
Kept- Eternal.
You know,
Lisa
it's
Sunflower,
weird.
Wild Child, Eloisa James.
I wonder,
2021,
we're not seeing our
04
download button,
Describe image headings,
which is
characters,
very
words,
weird.
Speaking rate. Words.
Typically, that happens when your Bookshare account is not active, but obviously ours is because I downloaded a book before we came in. Typically, there is a download button after each of these. Why I'm not seeing it now
It's
is
the curse of the demonstration.
It really is, because we're doing a live demo. But the good news is I downloaded a book before we started this. So the point, though, after each of these books, we should see a download button. Why we're not right now, I'm not sure. Throw it in the chat maybe if you know what I'm doing wrong. But let's close this and head back to our library for a moment, because then we'll see what it looks like after we
Filter
download a
button.
book.
Win. Why? The consequence.
So
Double
let's go
Jeopardy.
back
Stuart
here.
Woods. To back button.
So go back. And I think
New
we
York
should
Times
find a
award
close.
winners. Popular.
No, I think we gotta
New
go
York
back a
search.
couple
Search
times
Bookshare. Back button.
There we go.
Back dimmed. Vertical scroll bar. 1 page. 0%. Adjust. Double Jeopardy. Stuart. The Bounty. Janet. Evernote. Eternal. Lisa.
So let's
refresh.
close
Button.
here.
Filter.
Come
button.
on, where's
Sort
that
order.
close button?
Close
There
button.
it is. Hiding on me. There we go.
Add
There we go.
button.
Now we're back to our main menu, and we already have a book on here. I think it's Harry Potter. If I'm
reading.
not mistaken.
Harry
Yep,
Potter and
there it
the
is.
Goblet of Fire.
So why that down? Let's see if it's going to let us read it, because it was being difficult. But after you've tapped the download button, then you'll be you can come back to your library here, and you're going to have a list of all of your books. We'll double tap on our book here.
Add button.
Now what we're
Library
getting
button.
is we are
B.
seeing the book visually on the screen, and so we can visually read it if we want to. We also have some options up in the top right corner. We have a visual settings and also audio settings. So if we just take a look at visual real quick.
settings button.
I tapped it right off the bat. Look at
Visual
that.
settings.
Nice.
Heading.
In our visual settings, we can make
Close.
changes to
Selected.
a number
Plain
of
text.
different
Button.
things.
Rich text.
So
Button.
not only can we change the foreground and background color, but we can also go in and change the highlighting color, the cursor color. One of the things you'll see, though, by
Font and
default,
spacing button.
we can
Colors.
change the
Head.
font
and
spacing, you can see.
Colors. Heading. Adapt to system style. Switch button on.
So right now we have a button
tap
here that
to
says
toggle setting.
Adapt to System Style. So you're going to see that the black and white options are dimmed out right now, and the reason they're dimmed is because I have it turned on to follow whatever the system's doing. So if I went in and turned on invert colors within the iOS settings, then it would carry right over to here. But if I turn this off,
Selected. Dark button.
now
2
you
of
can
4.
see I can actually change
Selected
the color
dark,
contrast
2
as
of
well.
4.
Well, so I can
Custom.
choose dark or
Select
light.
button.
But you won't be able to change those if you have
Adapt to system
Adapt
style.
to System
Switch
Style turned on. So just be aware that might be there. Again, we can go through this visual settings. We can change the highlighting colors, font spacing, font type. So you can really configure it visually to exactly how you
Colors.
want it.
Select close button.
Besides visual,
Library
there's also
button.
audio settings. So we can go in and change how fast it's reading, what voice it's going to be using. So right now I have voiceover reading as I'm moving around, but when I actually have voice stream reader itself play,
Position 2 about 17 position about 18 minutes.
if
Search
we can
button.
find the
Next
play
item
button.
navigation nav play button.
you'll see when I double tap play,
Swipe up to
The Quidditch World Cup, my lord? Said Wormtail. Frank dug his finger still more vigorously into his...
you can hear that Heather, acapella Heather is reading instead. So you can choose.
I'd like to commend acapella Heather for her attempt to pronounce the word Quidditch.
Yeah, she did pretty good.
Not easy for a text-to-speech voice.
Not so much. I prefer my voice stream reader voice to be different than my voiceover voice, because for me, it just, my brain works better if I have a different voice reading. I'm like, okay, I know I'm reading, pay attention.
That makes sense.
Versus if it's the voiceover, I've trained my brain to sort of ignore half of what voiceover says.
Right.
So I like to go in and change that. Besides the, while it's reading, then you have all of these different ways that you can adjust and move by. We can
Navigation
move
unit, 30
these
seconds,
navigation
adjustable.
units. We can go by
Swipe up or down
30
with one
seconds,
finger to
60
adjust the
seconds.
value.
We can move by page, sentence. So you can really drill down on how you move while it's playing it back. Besides moving while it's playing it back, you can also navigate by heading, by highlights, and by bookmarks. So you're able to highlight text here. You're able to set bookmarks in specific spots so that when you want to come back and view those, you can do so. So in the bottom left corner is a way we can bring up a list of all that.
The boys nothing.
Let's find it here. Come on.
Oh, no.
Why? Did it just crash
Photo
us?
booth.
I don't know if it crashed or...
Shortcuts. iTunes.
I didn't hit the home
Click
button.
Garage.
Yeah,
Keep
must
no
try
page.
again.
Voice stream read.
bring it back
Voice
up.
stream reader.
That's weird.
Library.
I thought you
button.
did hit the home button.
No, I didn't do
Why
it.
should we wait until the
Okay,
World
there it
Cup
is.
is over?
So let's-
About 18
bit
minutes.
higher.
Page, headings,
Right,
bookmarks,
there
and
it is. Got
highlights.
All right, so now we've got a
Locations,
list
heading.
up, and by default it's set to our headings. So
Harry Potter and the Goblet of
because
Fire,
this
level
is
1.
a oh my gosh, I can't think of the word.
Daisy book.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't think of it. Because it's a Daisy book, we've got nice navigation units here.
J. Selected.
So let's
chapter,
move
chapter,
to-
chapter 5, level 2.
Should we go to the end and see how it
7.4%,
goes?
chapters,
I'd love to
kidding.
see the last
level
sentence,
2,
please.
10.6%.
All right, we're going to
Chapter
go
8, level
to
2,
chapter 8 here.
13.4.
Tap,
Chapter 8.
and immediately
Chapter 8.
starts reading
The
back
Quidditch
to
World
us.
Cup. Click.
And we also visually have it. So as it's reading, it's visually highlighting for us as well, too. So we can quickly move around. Now I had it set to heading, but if we would have changed up on top there, we could have changed it to bookmark. We could have also changed it to highlighting, so we can quickly jump.
Let's pause there a second, because we are reaching the end of our allotted time.
Okay.
So I want to make sure that those people who need to leave are able to get their closing
we can give
code.
that, and then all I have left is just to show the scanner taking a picture. So that'll be
Excellent.
quick, too. So again, ACVREP, you can head to vision-forward.org/Tech Talk Live, and today's closing code is what is it?
Out.
Out.
With an exclamation mark. Now, I don't know if that's required or not.
I don't know. I haven't decided.
Extra
Send it
points.
in.
Extra points.
Ooh,
If
no,
you,
we cannot give extra
Oh, okay, I take it back. No extra points.
So out is your closing code today for ACVREP. Those who need to leave, please feel free. Thanks for joining us today. I just have one more thing left to show, and then we'll quick do any questions that we might have. So for those who can wait, bear with me for another couple minutes.
All right, let's switch back to our iPad view here.
All right.
11:58
So
a.m.
we're going to go back out of our book here, and
Text. Audio setting.
it's really weird.
Control,
Our
library,
iPad's being
library,
goofy.
button.
There we go. Top left corner, we're going to tap Library.
Now
We'll go back
reading.
to our main
Harry Potter,
screen
insert,
here.
Edit, filter,
We're going to go
add,
back
button.
to the top left corner to add, and this time we're going to choose Scanner.
Add document. Close. Scanner.
There we go. We're going to double tap Scanner, and now Voice
Capture
Stream
image
Scanner
button.
has launched. It's now built in, and we have a nice live camera view. And I'm going to steal that piece of paper from you. I'm going to try doing this. There's too many chords, and I can't stand up, so we're going to do our very best here. We're going to try doing this.
I have complete faith.
Batch auto capture. Batch capture image.
So I'm going to
button.
find the capture image. I'm going to see if I can line this up as well as I think I can. And we're going to take a picture.
Capture image.
So let's
Play.
take the
Playing
picture.
back a voice recording.
All right.
Playing back a voice recording.
Why is it playing back a voice
one.
recording?
If a page has on the list of notebook pages.
There you
2.
go.
Choose the page 3. Touch the teal circle with 3 white
So not
dots.
too
Menu
shabby.
4.
Yep.
Touch replay
It's
5.
reading it back for
Touch
us. And then we should have some options as well then to import this in and keep this into our library if we want. We don't have to. We can just discard if we're not, if we took this picture and it was just something we wanted to quickly read. Otherwise, like I said, we can then bring it into our VoiceStream library and then have access to that document, that OCR document at any point. There's some other features in VoiceStream Scanner as well too, from auto capture mode. I have that turned off, but you can turn on auto capture mode, so it'll take the picture as soon as it sees all edges. There's also a batch mode, so you can do more than one page at a time as well too.
Lovely.
Love VoiceStream Scanner, great app, super accurate, very fast. All done on the device itself, so no internet is needed. It's not sending any of the information out to the cloud for OCR to be processed, so everything is staying private on your device. So I just wanted to highlight VoiceStream Reader again. There are so many different iPad apps out there for students, but in my opinion, VoiceStream Reader is really that must-have tool in your toolbox. There's so much there from both a low vision side and also from a blindness perspective that can really benefit not only students but adults as well too.
That is excellent.
It
Now
really is.
let me ask you though, Corey, what is the cost for these lovely apps?
Yeah, so if I did homework beforehand, the problem is I've owned VoiceStream. I believe it's typically $19.99.
It doesn't. Okay. I guess it doesn't really matter.
Because sometimes there's sales though
My
too.
point is that these are paid apps.
They are paid apps.
They're not
It is not a free app at all.
Not super expensive.
But again, VoiceStream Reader, it's doing everything from text. You can also bring audio files in as well too. So if you've got any audio content, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think I tried this and it worked. It'll also, you can bring video in. It won't play the video, it'll just play the audio from the video, but that'll work as well too.
Nice.
Yeah,
Excellent.
It really is a Swiss Army knife of reading. I couldn't think of the word. Swiss Army knife of reading apps. It does everything.
Jason has told us, thank you, Jason, that VoiceStream Reader is $19.99, as you suspected.
right.
Good call.
I should have been more confident with
you
myself.
You really should have been. And VoiceStream Scanner, $5.99. So the complete bundle for less than $26.
Yeah.
I would say that's pretty good value for money. And Casey says, thank you so much for including the TVI program. Yes.
Yeah, thanks for
sorry,
joining
that was
us. We
Cassie.
appreciate it.
Yes,
we
thank you for
appreciate
joining
it.
us. Yes, yes, yes. And somebody else, Marguerite, I think this is, or I can't.
Marguerite's our grammar person.
Okay, yep. So Marguerite tells us there is VoiceStream Suite.
Yes, so that's going to give you, if I'm not mistaken, that should give you VoiceStream Reader, VoiceStream Scanner, and VoiceStream Writer. All three of their apps wrapped into a suite just for you.
I feel like they should have VoiceStream Learner, because you know how you are supposed to be able to sleep and learn things.
Oh.
I mean, they've already got Dream in the title.
VoiceStream Osmosis?
Oh, I like that. VoiceStream Osmosis, and you could learn, well, I mean, they are geared towards schools. Well, it all fits. It all fits.
I think it's time for us to wrap this up.
That's just rude. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us, everybody.
Yeah. YouTube channel? Well, we said it a couple times.
We don't have a YouTube now.
YouTube.com/InFocusTechnology.
Yes,
check us out if you need more.
/InFocusTech.
If you need more of Luke and Corey.
Yes, and who doesn't,
That's
quite frankly.
very true.
On that channel, we do have, of course, a number of produced videos on different assistive technology devices.
Yeah.
The latest one was...
SuperSense. So
The SuperSense
2 weeks
app,
ago
yes.
we had Shane from SuperSense on our Tech Talk Live, and then last week, Friday, we released a demo video of SuperSense.
If you want to see Corey getting frustrated at trying to use SuperSense, then that is a video for you.
There's a lot of editing.
There was a lot of editing where things were not working as they should. But we got there in the end. And also, we will have recording of this session as well as all the other Tech Talk live sessions.
Yep.
Those are also available on the YouTube channel. So please do go and check those out. If you do like the videos, then please do give the videos a like and subscribe to the channel, because that really helps with the algorithm and such. And with that being said, we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Don't hit the button yet, Corey.
I won't.
2 weeks' time, we are looking at 2 new products. They are new to us and possibly new to you.
Yeah.
Cloverbook Pro.
You got it.
And the
Clover 10 HD.
Clover 10 HD. We will have both of those here. So please tune in.
Cool products, yeah.
So please tune in and watch us struggle to use those, because we'll have only just received them at that point.
No, we will be experts.
Okay, there you go. You heard it here first. We're going to be experts. So look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time. Same place, same time. And with that, we are out.
See you guys.
Thanks for joining us for another Tech Talk Live. If you enjoyed Corey and Luke's antics, join us again in 2 weeks. To register, visit vision-forward.org/techtalklive.